Hi everyone, so this is my free-to-play account. I've had this account since the beginning with my other account. I've mostly used this to play heroes that I wouldn't really play on my other account. I mostly have kept this up with the battle pass and stuff like that, so while it's not totally free to play, it is relatively free to play in terms of the weapons. You'll see here prototype amber, sacrificial sword, we've got Favonius lance. So all of these very obtainable 4-star characters mostly. In terms of artifacts, we're like not even near the max potential for a lot of these characters. I've actually just been trying to grind out Kokomi's artifacts just to sort of give you an idea of how she would perform. And then obviously, yeah, here's Xingqiu. So this is the banner comp. This is the comp that's on the banner, and it's actually a pretty good comp. You could swap out Rosaria for Fischl or for Xingqiu if you've built him instead. The premium option would be then Ayaka that you can put in here, and then for Beidou, a premium option would be Raiden Shogun as well. Those team comps perform fantastically, but let's see how this team comp actually performs in a typical like dungeon, and then just sort of get a feel for it. And there we go. This is going to be the highest difficulty level, and so don't expect too much in terms of the damage numbers because we're not really, our talents and artifacts aren't really that good, but we can try our best here. So what's awesome about this team comp is the fact that Kokomi and Xingqiu are like batteries for each other. Xingqiu's E gives you like the rain swords, which is essentially a damage reduction. Beidou gives you the damage reduction on her Q, and then Rosaria can then just help freeze everyone. So the way in which you'd want to try and do this sort of team comp is you want to start off, get the enemies, you want to E, then go into Q, go into Rosaria, Beidou Q, put out the jellyfish. There's like a couple of variations, but you'll see here we're going to be doing some quite like fantastic damage, despite the fact that we are incredibly underleveled. We are doing some fantastic work. Look at this, pretty good. And we've got our ult up, and then we can just build Xingqiu's ult, and then now we just need to focus on Rosaria's ult. Okay, it's not going to work against the electro enemies. Let's try and get this. Beidou, come on. And I think we can hopefully get her ult up. Yep, there we go. So we want to pop the jellyfish, and then now there's like a different variation of it. And there we go. Now we can just sort of like hit these enemies. It's pretty strong and pretty fun. And now we've got these enemies here. We just want to parry, do this, and see if we can get our ult up. There we go. There we got our ult up here. We can do this. And now go into Kokomi's ult. So this is the power of AoE. You can see we are just doing, there's like lots of damage numbers here. And then we're just sort of playing within the AoE of the jellyfish. And now we can do this. Our jellyfish is almost up. There we go. Xingqiu couldn't get like an extra one for him. And we just sort of want to try and get the enemies to come back into our Rosaria ultimate there. So there's a bit of downtime, which is one of the weaknesses in this team, is like if everyone's like elemental bursts are down, you are sort of losing out on damage, but you do get everything back like quite fast, so it's not a big problem. And of course the jellyfish is very cool. And there we got these guys, and then Rosaria can finish it, and then can build some more ult there. And if we had the jellyfish, we could have gone into her ult, etc, etc. So overall, for an underleveled team, not too bad. I think this does show you the power of lots of like small numbers adding up to be like quite big. Obviously the clearing times are not impressive. If our team was like fully built, I think this could be easily like a 40-second clear. But yeah, that is sort of it. There's nothing I want to claim in this domain. I just want to sort of show off this team comp. We can also now try and run the same team comp with like a different like unit. So let's just get into it. If you have something like, let's say, an Ayaka, if you're lucky enough to have an Ayaka, then you can also replace it out. And you'll see now the difference is Ayaka is a bit stronger than Rosaria because she provides that constant DPS. So you've actually got like a proper main DPS, sub DPS, and like sort of like sub DPS also, and like support. So this should go quite well. And I'm just going to try and cast a jellyfish early. Let's try and see if we can build Xingqiu's ultimate. And there we go. And hopefully we can get his ultimate online. Not really, that's fine. Obviously Ayaka being very strong here with her ultimate and dealing a ton of crazy damage. You can see here, even in the downtime we can really start doing some great work. This is a C0 Ayaka by the way, so there's nothing in terms of constellations. Pretty strong like a main sort of DPS. Let's try and build Xingqiu's ult up, and there we go. Since we've got some downtime, we can actually use Kokomi. So this is what I mean by like Kokomi is useful in the downtime, because you can do like this guaranteed damage. Just freeze all these guys, and then hopefully see, yes, we can build her ultimate, and see Xingqiu. Nope, we can't build your ultimate. That's bad. And now, luckily in our downtime, because we've got like Ayaka, we can do like way more. And just pop Kokomi's jellyfish, and then Ayaka's ultimate should be online. We can do like electro charge, we can do Xingqiu, we can do this, go into here, etc, etc. So yeah, this is a very good example of what I meant by Kokomi is like a sort of healer, tank and damage dealer right there at the end, because the enemy is hitting us constantly, but you can just sort of like block all of it, and obviously with the damage reduction on Xingqiu and Beidou, your characters won't die. Pretty good, pretty strong. We can also do one last variation. This would be a sort of Raiden Shogun variation on this team comp. Let's just try and see if we can do that. I'm going to take off Ayaka and then put Rosaria back, and then put Raiden Shogun on the team. So I don't want to make the team too much of a premium like exclusive 5-star team, but you'll sort of get the point. And let's go. Obviously Raiden Shogun's not going to be too useful against the Electro Slimes, but that's why we've got the rest of the team. And let's get it on. I've tested this team comp in a variety of domains. Generally, the original one like Rosaria, Beidou, Kokomi and Xingqiu work really well unless you've got like that cryo for Tui. That's like the only real big stumbling block for this team. But other than that, most of the enemies, even a Cryo Mason or Abyss Lectus, all of that, Beidou can just shatter all their shields. That's pretty good. Alright, so we don't have any ult, so let's just try and build some ult. We got unlucky there. Let's sort of keep the Raiden Shogun there, and let's just build our ultimates, group everyone up. So I'm not going to use the Raiden Shogun at this moment. I'm going to wait for Rosaria, there we go. Alright, we've got the jellyfish online. There we go, and I think we should now be able to build our 2 ultimates. There we go, and now we can very comfortably take out these electro slimes. Just want to try and keep her up. I'm going to keep the jellyfish like strategically, because we can actually also just heal with Kokomi, so there's not too much about it. And now I'm going to put the jellyfish on the ground, freeze these guys, and then go into Raiden Shogun. And now in the downtime we can go into Kokomi, getting that guaranteed damage. Oh nice, and rinse repeat, and there we go. Pretty fun, lots of variations you can run, but generally quite cool. So yeah, these are the variations. I'm so sorry that I don't have a Xingqiu, because I think it would be quite cool to also then sort of test him in Rosaria's place. This team comp is quite flexible. the whole point about it is to deal lots of AoE damage, but of course if you've got that premium damage dealer, then it's quite nice. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This is on my free-to-play alt, and you can just for one last second, you can see there are no constellations whatsoever. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers.